3 victors encounter an oracle. They learn a dark fate awaits. A crafty foe lurks ahead, preparing to fulfill its destined and bloody revenge. For this, dear friends, is Dragonguard.
Gwendolyn, quick question.
Yeah?
Have you heard from the mayor's son, Chuck?
He means Charles.
Yeah, that guy.
Her eyes meaningfully look at you, and then look back to the kitchen, then back at you, back to the kitchen.
Hint.
Gotcha.
And then she says, no, I haven't seen him. I thought he was kidnapped.
I nod slightly and then put my hand towards the other two to not really make any motions or say anything.
Don't do anything stupid, guys.
We understand. Thank you.
Thank you, Gwendolyn.
You are in the Brimming Chalice, and you've just finished talking with Gwendolyn, and she pointed you in the direction of Charles, who seems to be hiding in the back room, the kitchen, as well as pointed you towards Pius Nelson, the priest in charge of...
Was that really his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a hermit type. A priest of Tyr, who is having a drink with Ansel Brightfallow.
The dragon, by the way. Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
At least who the Oracle identified
Yeah,
as the
I
dragon.
suggest that we split up, and one of us should go get Charles, and the other two should grab the priest.
Yeah, or by grab, try to
Persuade,
get him away from
quote.
Dragon
Yeah, I was
Man.
gonna
Well,
say,
you
Barfus should probably
think-
go towards the priest just to keep... Because if, Scratch and Gnome Suni go, we're definitely gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
So Barfus should be at least a part of that equation.
Yeah, it requires less tact to deal with Chuck.
And then probably Gnome Suni should go get Chuck, since Scratch is the meanest.
Exactly. I was gonna say, I think Gnome Suni should get Charles.
Hey, Nomsumi! Just because I've had the opportunity to listen back to that whole exchange.
Oh gosh, what'd I do?
Nomsumi was kind of the meanest.
Was I?
Yeah, I mean, we were all guilty of it, absolutely, but you kind of kickstarted it. So, I'm just saying.
What did I do so I can use this knowledge in my advantage?
What did you say?
Well, I mean, the gist.
I mean, you more or less shut him down every time he said it.
Okay, so here's
That's not too bad.
Here's what I think.
Bad, unnecessarily.
So here's what I think should happen. Nomsuni, since she has previously flirted with Gwendolyn quite a lot, she should make eyes at her and be like, "Is there somewhere we can speak more privately?"
With my eyes.
Wait,
yes,
with Gwendolyn or with Chuck?
And that will. And
then we get Gwendolyn in there with her.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, couldn't we just ask her anyway? She seems
We have
to
to-
like the way that she.
We're trying to be
motioned-
coy about
We're
it.
trying
So.
to be very coy about it.
Oh, okay. So just
So
hey,
yeah,
you wanna-
I say that to
Yeah.
Gwendolyn. So.
So wait, what's my excuse?
You're
for
not
going
going.
You're not going in the kitchen. You're just being
staying-
quiet.
I'm not-
Scratch is trying to be as
You're
quiet as
staying
possible.
with me. You're staying with me.
I'll be your back. I'll be your backup.
Especially
And not say anything.
especially if shit goes down.
Shit hits
since,
the fan. I'll stand behind Dragon Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Like,
a dragon
Yeah.
in the room right now. So.
okay, so
There's
you're
literally a dragon.
you're
in
not
there.
going to do. You're not going to do anything.
On that note, is it a good idea to keep me next to this dragon? Scratch is so bloodthirsty and he hates this thing.
Oh my
He's gotta be
goodness.
able to contain himself.
I don't know,
right
is
next-
he-
I don't know.
Maybe we should just put him outside.
This is the first time we've had Scratch around an actual dragon. You don't know how it's gonna react. And knowing, and even worse, it's a dragon that's this deception, this infuriating deception. Just right there.
I think
What if Falafel was the one that ate Sniff? Wouldn't that be amazing?
I think that Scratch has enough of a head around him to really understand really understand the gravity of the situation.
I mean, I would say the same. Is he going to pull like a Star-Lord in Infinity War and just totally blow?
You know what? No, there weren't a lot of people talking about how Star-Lord completely screwed that.
Yeah, no, he
up.
did screw it up.
Really?
I
felt
think there were a fair amount of,
at least maybe from what I've seen, people giving him some crap.
But like people gave him a pass.
I don't know why they would give him a pass.
Well, I think the pass is because everyone, myself included, kind of assumes that Doctor Strange let that happen because that was part of the plan. Like he had to blow it because that was the only outcome that would be under favor out of all the outcomes he saw. Like, okay, like based on what I saw, he has to basically win for us to win later. So like, because everyone was like, couldn't Doctor Strange just stop Star-Lord because he's Doctor Strange? Like that would not be a problem.
Well, the other thing is, it's just like we literally see like Doctor Strange chop off somebody's head with the portals. Like, wouldn't that have been like the smartest option anyway?
Okay. Sidetrack here.
Anyway, back to Dungeons and Dragons.
Completely random aside.
So what are you doing?
I'm the Chris Pratt in this situation. Apparently.
Yes, you are.
So do the things you want to do. Chips fall how they may.
I will be in the bar. I will be close, but I'll also kind of keep my distance. Like I'm gonna keep it together. I'm gonna hold it in.
Okay,
right,
so here's
we'll just have to see how.
Okay, so hold on.
Work his silver tongue.
I have a concern because of the fact that we're currently carrying magical items from the dragon's hoard. I don't know if the dragon will be able to sense these things. Again, I have a passing understanding of dragons.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Seems like you should have more than that.
Listen, you.
You
probably don't know the answer to this either, so shut your mouth.
The Dragonguard with only a passing understanding.
So I motion to Gnome Suni to go with Gwendolyn. Like I kind of do like, very like light hand motions, and then I motion towards Scratch to sit at the furthest table away from.
You're on timeout.
I prefer to think of it as I'm in reserve.
Nope, timeout.
I'm behind the glass.
A little
like
from
when she
column
goes down,
A.
you shatter the glass when I come
A
out.
A little from column B.
I'm just gonna order myself a nice.
No, there's no ordering anything. I literally just want you to sit there. So I.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna drink.
Sounds like a timeout to me.
Do you want me to stay calm or not?
I want you to stay calm, but we're literally sending the bartender to the back room where there's the son of the mayor, which we have to
It's okay. I'll reach over and pour it myself.
Don't go towards the bar because they're near the bar.
Rolf is serving up drinks.
Okay.
Oh, good old Rolf.
The tall mute.
So the tall mute.
Good. He can't tell me no.
Okay, so he can shake his. He has an understanding of no. So what?
I mean, I don't know why he would say no. I'm paying for this.
I motion towards Scratch to sit at the furthest table possible, and then he can order his drink from there if he so needs to. As long as it's inconspicuous.
Yeah, do they have waiters?
The mute will bring it to you if you motion towards him. Obviously, Gwendolyn is busy.
You have some very complicated hand gestures to communicate all of this in a very short amount of time. But go on.
Meanwhile, Scratch is like shrugging, like milk, and Barfus is like, no, milk, no.
He's basically doing like a Naruto jutsu. Just...
Did you ever see that episode of Always Sunny where Frank is like trying to do like the complicated hand gestures, and then like Mac and Dennis are just like, "What are you doing?"
Yes.
Yep.
That's the one where they're trapped in the house, right? Yes.
That is what's happening,
here.
basically, but more
Okay.
subtle. Nobody's really like seeing this anyway. So it's
Or they are, and they're just pretending not to.
I feel like Gnome Suni is probably already executing her part of the plan.
I
So-
have.
Yeah, she's
Me
making
and
out with
Gwendolyn are in the back room.
Okay,
Yep.
so I'm going to go and slowly walk towards the priest and where Brightfellow is as well, and
Okay.
and I will sit down next to the priest.
Okay.
And
Oh,
What?
oh, hello, says Ansel, giving you a big smile as you join him.
Brightfellow, a pleasure to see you again.
Are you sitting with your legs crossed, like all casual?
No, I'm sitting down at a little table-y thing.
I know.
I was just having a chat with my good friend Nelson here about the strange goings-on in town of late.
If you don't mind me joining your conversation, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the situation.
It is so hard to know who to trust these days.
Truly, but the Dragon's Guard only has the best entrance of the populace.
Best entrance?
That's what I heard too.
I meant best interest. It's been a long day.
We'll make a great door for you.
Nelson coughs into his drink. That's not what we heard recently from a trusted source.
The mayor.
Yes, I know.
It's like she somehow hears this from the kitchen. Just like,
No offense, Barfus, but we've been hearing some rumors about some sloppy work done by the Dragonguard.
I mean,
Collateral
That's-
damage and all of that. There are people in town who are worried about your presence.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Excuse
fair.
me 1 second. Excuse me 1
just
second.
goes and hits
No,
Fuzzball.
like actually, hold on.
I think-
Excuse me 1 second. I need to clear my eyes.
I was picturing like this Barfist, like when he said this, like he's drinking and then he like spits up in his drink.
No, Barbie is gonna go hit both of us because we won't shut up.
Kind of like kind of. just almost like semi blows his cover, just like, oh, is that what you heard?
I don't have a beverage at this point.
That's probably good.
No, I'm a
collateral
smooth,
damage,
I'm a
you
smooth
say?
talker by nature. Like this is my thing right here.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yep.
Sloppy, is that what you've heard? I don't know where you could have gotten that idea.
Well,
You're not here.
Well, not everybody is involved in these situations. We do the best we can with the tools we have at our disposal.
Indeed, it has some people here a bit worried.
Honestly, they should be worried, but the work of a few Dragon's Guard pales in comparison to the larger work we have at hand.
Which would be, says Ansel.
Well, I gotta think of my response. Oh no!
Come on, smooth talker.
It's just Barfist sitting at the table awkwardly.
No, we're freezing time at this moment.
They're just looking at you like, yeah, and
As I mentioned before, our interest is to keep the majority of the people safe. Collateral damage.
Majority of the people.
Collateral damage in times of great strife, while unfortunate, inevitable.
I suppose that's true. Though I'm sure my friend Nelson here disagrees with your, ends justify the means outlook.
I don't believe that the ends justify the means. I'm simply saying that it's just it will happen. Our entire existence is nothing but chaos. If I may get a little existential.
I'll allow it.
I'm glad the dragon will allow existentialism. Good to know.
I suppose, you're here about the mayor.
And how would you know about that, my friend?
Nelson responds, well, you did. You have been named an enemy of the peace.
And isn't that ironic? We're here to keep the peace, and now we're enemies of the peace. Don't you think that sounds a little suspicious to you?
Yes, it's almost like one or the other of you is telling half or full lies.
And we, as part of the Dragonguard, have no reason to lie to you, do we?
That I am not convinced of.
And why wouldn't you be convinced? We're in the service of the Queen herself.
So you say.
So I do say.
Got him.
Did you want something, or were you merely intruding on our conversation?
Well, my apologies. My deepest, sincerest apologies. I actually have need of the priest's services. When we initially met him and spoke with him, he told us that he would decipher magical items for us. In our ventures recently, we came across some beautiful yet undiscernible items, and we would definitely like to employ him as soon as he's available.
Oh, I'm available right now.
Well, my old friend, it would be great, wonderful.
The items are outside.
I know they are. It would be great, wonderful, fantastic if you could come with me outside where we have the items that I speak of.
Well, I suppose since you claim to have rid my temple of the kobolds, the creatures that were infesting there, is that correct?
For certain, my good sir.
Well then I'll come with you and perform this service. Though, he holds up a gnarled finger. If I go the back there and I find there are still creatures inside, I will be forced to send you an invoice.
We will gladly pay your invoice.
Good.
Stop agreeing to contracts.
You can send the invoice directly to the Queen.
The pious Nelson turns towards Ansel Brightfellow and gives a small bow. And says, "Until we meet again, my friend, have a good night," and walks over to the door.
Brightfellow, a pleasure being with you again. Thank you so much for your time. And sorry to pull the priest away, but his services needed in these dire times. I'm sure you understand.
Likewise, friend. And he reaches out a hand.
Dude, this is a trap.
You can't not shake.
I grab it by the wrist. You know, the old making sure you don't have a knife shake.
Oh, I do that for everyone I shake.
He also turns his hand and grabs your wrist in like a super awkward grip, and then slowly crushes it, much harder than it seems like he should be able to.
Oh god.
And his smile grows to slightly unnatural proportions. And for a split second, it's almost like his pupils become slits as he smiles. Hello everybody, it's your friendly DM Jack, just here to give you some updates about the show and how things are going. So first off, thank you so much if you have been listening to Dragonguard. This is 19 episodes now, we're getting close to the end, and that's pretty exciting. This was kind of a little experiment that we thought we would do, and I never really expected that we would get through a full campaign, or at least a campaign arc, and seeing it all come together has been really fun, and especially being able to listen to all of my wonderful friends and colleagues playing together after the fact. That has been a real privilege and an honor, and has made me laugh a lot So thank you for just showing interest in this thing that, and your interest is kind of what makes this keep going. Recently on our Patreon, we passed $40 per month, which is the base hosting cost of this show, The Best Games Period. So thank you so much to all of our patrons who help keep this show running. For the first time in the entire run of this podcast, we are now at the very least able to cover hosting costs with what is being brought in from Patreon, and that is that's not something I take lightly. I think that's really wonderful, and I appreciate each and every one of you who goes to our Patreon, and especially the patience you show with us. And I know it's not our Patreon is kind of messy, and we're going to try and clean that up as we go, but thank you for bearing with us and having faith in us and enjoying our content. On that note, remember you can always find this podcast on Libsyn, iTunes, most podcasting apps. SoundCloud, of course, is another big one. And you can also always find us on community.extra-life.org. We post our episodes there weekly. And one of the cool things, and this kind of ties in with what we're doing here with Dragonguard, is every year Extra Life puts on a tabletop appreciation weekend, and that is actually going to be coming up in August. And maybe just go over to community.extra-life.org and search around for the tabletop content, because I do post a lot of stuff related to tabletop gaming there. And yeah, we're super excited this year. I'm going to try my best to get some unique, perhaps Dragonguard related content onto the website in time for Tabletop Appreciation Weekend. And I'm just going to let that tease sit there. And if you don't know what Extra Life is, it is a wonderful charity. It's part of Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. And basically, people who love games come together across the United States and Canada to raise money for sick and injured kids in hospitals. And when you actually sign up to participate, you can choose which hospital you want to support, and 100% of everything you raise goes directly to that hospital to help sick and injured kids. So it's really, really fantastic. Please check it out. And check out Tabletop Appreciation Weekend. We want you to know that if you love tabletop gaming, you can get involved in Extra Life too. It's not just video games or outdoor games, it's also tabletop games. So check all of that out. And if you want to support our Patreon or follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/bestgamesperiod. To get updates on the show, or you can back us on Patreon, patreon.com/bestgamesperiod. And our next goal will be to help us cover equipment costs and other miscellaneous things that we need to keep the show running, because Naomi's computer is basically on fire half the time. So, with that being said, let's get back to what's going on in Verne.
Is it like the Grinch smile?
Yeah, like the Grinch smile.
A little. Yeah, like half the Grinch smile.
I would say like this, because I don't remember what he looks like, but does Ansel whatever, does he have obviously reptilian features we did not notice until now?
He has
no, because
that would be hilarious.
He looks like a normal human,
obviously.
Yeah, it's that'd be hilarious if he basically Voldemort, and that just did not register with us until now, and then it's oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Evil guy,
just straight up no nose, super scaly. That's totally normal.
We We didn't really think about it before, but now knowing what we know, we probably should
Now
have
that
picked
you,
up on
now
that.
that you mention it, definitely this guy's a dragon.
Something's up with this guy. Like, just to really highlight how stupid we are.
So speaking of suspicious things, obviously, I mean, he revealed himself a little bit to you in that moment.
He did. He
And
did.
this-
Also, by the way, I squeezed back as hard as possible.
You guys just squeezing each other?
A mutual display of strength. Being like,
I don't know if you want to test this.
It feels like you're squeezing steel.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you want to test this guy.
that's fine, but again,
You're gonna get your arm ripped off.
Yes.
he doesn't want to blow his cover here in the middle of this town. I'm sure.
I mean, if he did, who could stop him?
I mean, yeah, I suppose so. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, the priest who just happens to know how to decipher magical items, who led us to the oracle. That's a little suspicious to me. Just gonna say that.
Okay,
Wait,
well,
who?
you can
Gnome Suni's dense as a log, so take that knowledge with a grain of salt.
well, you can tell us this later. Has Bright Fallow released me yet?
Yeah. It's for like a
Okay,
second.
so yeah.
It's not like a full minute.
You're unsure whether you saw what you think
Okay.
you saw.
Has Bright Fallow allowed you to live?
For now, yeah. So
Did Scratch hear all of this, by the way?
No, you're on the other side of a crowded bar.
yeah, it's super.
But
super
I
loud
got
there.
cat ears.
No, it's
With
it's
your
still
milk.
super
No.
loud there. So
Okay.
anyway, so I get up. I also get up to leave, and I motion towards Scratch to come with.
Okay, Scratch follows.
Okay, and now we're switching over into the back room. Okay, so you are led into the back room by the wonderful Gwendolyn.
That's right, she's wonderful.
She's great.
And in the back room, you see just kind of it's just a kind of a normal kitchen, and she motions you over to a small hatch that is hidden underneath a barrel, and she pushes the barrel aside. It's full of potatoes, and opens the hatch, nods down. He's down there.
That boy sure loves being surrounded by potatoes.
That's right. I forgot.
It's the safest vegetable.
I take Gwendolyn's hands and I say, "Thank you very much for your help, Gwendolyn."
Well, it's nothing, really. Just trying to help the town.
Well, it means a lot to me. And then, suavely, I go into this, whatever this thing is, cellar.
This hatch.
Oh.
Cellar.
That's
yeah.
that's not what I thought you were going into.
PG.
Slow your boner.
You descend into this cellar where there are boxes and different casks of wine and such, and you see that there is a somewhat large table that is illuminated by different candles, and sitting on one end of it with his feet up on the table is Charles Rothhurt.
Rothhurt, more like butthurt.
Shut up.
You realize you're basically gonna have to apologize to this guy.
Yeah. So I walk up to him. I'm assuming.
Oh, it's you.
Hey there, Chuck. How you doing?
Charles.
Hey, Charles. How have you been?
Been all right.
I see you've let some of the town folk in on what's been happening.
Yeah, we're trying to organize some kind of a resistance to my father.
Yeah.
It's slow going, though.
Yeah, I would say we were attacked by his men as we entered town, so I'm assuming he's still very much in control. But I mean, good work, good effort there. So here's the situation. I don't know if you know, but the dragon is in town. Actually, he's right upstairs above us.
What? That's impossible.
He can take human form, it turns out.
How do you know that?
We talked to a mystical rock, if you would believe that. The Oracle?
Okay, yeah, you've met the Oracle. Alright. Well, that changes things, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you have a plan? You are Dragonguard, after all.
Yes. We also procured some knowledge about some magical items that might be able to help us in our fight, but we're still working on the logistics of it all. Right now my partners are talking to the priest, and he is gonna give us a little bit more information. By the way, is that priest someone we can trust?
I mean, he's kind of a hermit. I'm not really sure. He's only been kind of hanging around town for the last, I don't know, month or two.
How close is he to your father?
As far as I know, they've never met.
Okay. Well, yeah, we wanted to see what the situation was in town. And maybe give you an apology. Maybe.
Well, I would appreciate one, for sure.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, we do have a little bit of a militia formed. I can't go into too many specifics because I don't necessarily trust you, you understand.
Of course.
I'll set up a bitch.
But we're getting ready to strike back.
Strike back where exactly?
And my father, of course.
Your father is only the tip of the problem.
Indeed. But with this new information, maybe there is a better way to deploy the good people of this town.
So Nomsuni's like scratching the back of her head right now, trying to think.
You're the master tactician.
No, I'm the one with the fire. That's my role. I'm not the plan maker. Well, seeing as the dragon is upstairs and in human form, we could probably consider that there might be other townsfolk who have been compromised, much like your father. And seeing as his militia is against us, I'm gonna assume that he would readily sacrifice your little makeshift militia as well. So we might want to come up with a more tactful approach to this and try to stop the dragon himself rather than your father.
Okay, well, you would be the expert at handling dragons, so what do you think I should do?
And then Nomsuni just like pauses momentarily and goes through a montage of Dragonguard school where she was not paying attention ever, and mostly just shit talk with her fellow classmates, poke them, did stuff like that, trip people, and she's like, yeah, expert in dragons.
We are so bad at our jobs.
Maybe we could confer with my colleagues. And then she like kind of smiles like, yeah, let's do that. Gosh, this is why you got sent to a hodunk little town in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, this hodunk town seems to have a lot of happenings happening, doesn't it?
It does. But I'm just saying as a DM.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh, you.
Were we like the?
You got sent out there because you're all just like the fail sons of Dragonguard.
We're like the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they gave us
literally
like
the dog shit Dragonguard. I could not think of a more suck-ass Dragonguard.
Like we're the misfits. But
okay,
that would make us cool. But
exactly.
So what should I do?
And again, she's kind of mad that she still has to think.
I'm putting the fate of my people in your hands.
Big mistake.
No pressure, no
Big mistake.
You got this, Naomi. No pressure.
So she's obviously a little frazzled, but still thinking. Well, I suppose we should find out just how connected. And then I forget the name of the actual Ansel something.
Ansel Brightfellow.
Yes, Ansel Brightfellow. Where his intentions lie, where his troops are stationed. Because they're already on the move, and we know they're going to attack. Day after tomorrow?
Yes.
Wait, the day after tomorrow? I thought it was...
Yes.
Yeah, because it's still like 11. Well, I guess, yeah, like technically tomorrow if it's like midnight, but whatever. I suppose I didn't tell Chuck here that yet. But yeah, they're going to attack tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. There's going to be a big ol' attack. Kind of a big detail.
Are you laughing at him as you...
Well, no, I'm just laughing at...
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, Gnome Suni's laughing, but she's like, yeah, I probably should have said that. Yeah, so there's going to be a big attack, and Ansel is already got his plan in place. So maybe we should evacuate some folks as covertly as possible.
Okay. I'll work on the evacuation tonight, and I'll gather it'll be entirely volunteer. I'll gather the remaining troops over in the Dragonguard Tower in the center of town.
Okay, we'll meet you then. And she just like kind of claps her hands like awkwardly, like, yes. All right. We'll see you then. Thanks, Chuck. And then she like scurries up the ladder back out.
You just hear a sigh behind you.
So yeah, Gnome Suni leaves. Where's Gwendolyn? Is she still...
I hope to God she's still there. Okay.
She is.
And she turns to Gwendolyn and just says, "Thank you again. Keep yourself safe, okay?"
Yeah, you too.
Leave flirtatiously.
I was gonna wink.
No, leave flirtatiously. Like, hold her hand as...
What, like flip my hair?
No, leave flirtatiously. Like, hold her hand as you're leaving.
Alright, I'm gonna hold her hand and walk away slowly, not breaking eye contact.
But like make it look like you just had a brief romantic encounter in the back as you're leaving.
Oh, you're putting on a show.
Yes.
You're not just doing this.
Okay, so
maybe like button up a top, like unbutton a thing and button it back up.
Hey, let her play her.
Let me be me. And then as...
How are you playing this?
Well, let me think.
I didn't realize he was pitching a facade.
Well, the whole point of that was to be like, hey, they just had a romantic encounter, but the guy, I'm coyly,
you're
coyly like, hey, we totally got busy.
But at the same time, Gnome Suni again, very dense, and actually trying to get with this lady. So
is she? Have we established if like Gnome Suni, is she more or less dense than Scratch, or are we just dense in very different ways?
We're dense in very different ways.
Okay.
We're
so good.
So yeah, so she's holding Gwendolyn's hand, trying to walk away, and then she kind of lingers, looking at her eyes, seeing if there's anything there.
There definitely is.
She thinks back to the Oracle.
As your hand lingers, she kind of grabs it and pulls you in.
Uh-oh.
And gives you a kiss on the lips.
Nice!
Woo!
And then runs her fingers through your weird water ganassi hair and pulls away, flustered, and walks out the back door.
She just leaves. She's on shift, but she just left.
Is she flustered with your weird hair? Or...
No, she's just flustered at what she just did.
No, she's flustered in the pants.
Gnome Suni's just kind of frozen because she's mostly talking, no action, but she eventually kind of snaps out of it and walks like a little dazed out of the room.
Now you have something.
And meets up with her Dragonguard buddies, floating on air.
Now you have something to fight for. You've got someone waiting for you.
A girl worth fighting for. So yeah, she's back outside with the other two, but not in the game.
Nelson. Okay, so you're all back together again, and you have Pius Nelson in front of you, and you stepped outside.
I motioned towards everyone that we should move towards the outside of town.
Okay. Oh wait, what did you learn?
Not now.
What?
What's going on?
We need to leave.
Oh, Pius, that's right. I forgot he's there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you asked Gnome Suni, right?
No, I'm more or less. I was asking Barfus, but I'm more or less asking both of you.
need to.
Okay.
Because I don't know anything at all.
Okay,
So.
no, I'm masterminding like 12% of a plan here.
You start. You all leave and start making your way out of town.
Making our way out of town.
Suni's skipping a
making
little.
our way out of town, walking fast.
Walking
yes.
fast.
Yeah. How come we never go to our actual Dragonguard tower that technically belongs to us?
No.
I don't think we.
I don't remember that exists. So
yeah, that's been
it's in
the
center of town.
Yeah, it's in the center.
That was literally 12, 16 hours ago or something like that.
I don't think we've ever actually used our own tower that we're entitled to.
Yeah,
the dragon.
Weren't there big dragon prints in there? Yeah,
there were.
Not
That's a bold
not
dragon.
exactly where I want to be at any given time. So anyway, so I rush everyone outside of town as quickly as possible.
Okay, you make it outside. The fog has rolled in. It is thick everywhere.
Me too. So.
Did you just say you're rolling in
No,
thick?
Jack said it's thick everywhere, and I said me too.
Oh. I mean that works too. Brilliant.
We need to rest, and it would be best to do so outside of town.
Why am I here?
Yeah, that's why we brought you, Pius. We want you to rest with us.
We just know that you're really tired and you've been working really hard.
You can return.
Was very comfortable.
You can return after you performed a service for us. But
can you persuade him to be just chill?
Yes, we should probably get him to do his thing before we rest.
To do what?
I mean,
to just be chill.
Yeah,
just be
okay. Chill and
to go along.
I mean, isn't he already?
No.
No.
He's already followed us outside the town.
But he's suspicious.
Yeah, he hasn't objected to anything.
Yeah. So because he's old and we're the Dragonguard. But anyway, I'm gonna roll for persuasion. I gotta.
Okay, what are you
persuading him?
Yeah, I'm persuading him to just follow our directions.
He did.
More.
He already has.
Just to continue
and to not ask.
He's already agreed to.
He's starting to get suspicious.
He's already agreed. He's already agreed to identify our stuff because we did what he wanted.
Yeah, but we're kidnapping him to come
and
just camp out with us.
He come and he said, "Yeah." I mean, he hasn't protested.
Yeah.
He's just
but he just thought that it was outside.
So, what'd you roll for persuasion?
I have a +8, but I rolled a 9. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's persuaded.
It's such a necessary persuasion.
All right. Anyway, I'm just saying. Okay. So no questions.
We're covering our asses.
Yeah.
It's
No questions until we set up camp.
Okay.
All right. So can we go to the nearest heavily forested area and set up camp?
Yes, it's literally right outside of town.
Perfect. Okay, we do that.
Okay.
Suni's just singing to herself a little. Just humming.
Okay. Scratch. Get the items. Have the priest examine them.
Here you go.
All right. Well, this will take me a little bit. And he starts performing a ritual. And to perform all 3, it takes about a half hour. And he steps back when he's done, wiping some sweat from his brow, along with some condensed fog. So what you have here, this, he says, pointing to the wand, is a wand of fireball. It can cast fireball several times. And this right here is a shield of protection, or rather a greater shield of protection. It protects the wearer, along with any nearby allies, from AoE attacks.
Does he say it like that?
Yes.
That's the technical priest term.
It will essentially give you advantage on saving throws from AoE attacks, and it's also magical. And it will half the damage. So if you succeed on a saving throw, you'll take only a quarter of the damage you would normally. And this thing, he gestures to the armlet, I have never seen anything like this. When I performed the ritual, all it said to me was it expects payment.
Typical.
It's very powerful. I imagine that whenever the payment is made, I would be able to tell you more about its capabilities then, but as it is, he shrugs.
Nomsuni's still singing to herself, not paying attention at all.
I missed all that.
Yep. This is the type of dense she is, so just to clarify.
So we don't know anything about the armlet.
Did he?
Just that it
doesn't know.
Requires a payment. Okay.
I wonder what kind of payment.
I think it is determined whenever it is worn what the payment is.
Oh, great.
Based on that, brothers, I think that should be the last resort weapon. You agree? If things get dire, if we're backs against the walls, that's when we'll use that. But not before. How does that sound? Namsuni, are you paying attention?
What?
What's going on with you?
Nothing at all.
I can tell.
I do have to caution you that this armband does require attunement. That would require somewhat ritual binding with the artifact. It might be difficult to use if it's in a tense situation.
Attunement?
Indeed.
Are there any of us that are particularly attuned?
You can all attune it.
It just has to be, done
it's a
beforehand. It's a ritual to be able to use it, basically.
I guess we should figure out what should the...
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes to attune. Okay.
We should probably figure out which of these weapons are best suited for each individual.
Well, I don't need more fire, I guess, so one of you guys can take this. I don't
know if I would really use a wand. It's not my style.
A kitty with fire. I can take it, but I'm just saying I already have fire. So.
I feel like I would either take the shield or the armlet.
You already called dibs on the armlet, so...
I'll take the armlet. Scratch likes to live dangerously. I'll take the armlet, brothers. I'll know when to use it.
So you're not attuning it now?
I don't think it's in our best interest to attune it now.
Well, do we know how to do this ritual?
You do.
Okay.
So,
you just have to put it on and kind of focus on it for a little bit.
I'm gonna do it now. Screw it. Just in case.
Oh,
I feel like if we don't do it now, we're not getting another chance.
Okay.
Sure.
Weird flex, but okay.
So you...
I already owe a god a debt, so...
So you slip it on, and you hear a voice slip into your mind. Do you agree to the price? And you feel a tingling up the arm that you slid it on to.
I guess I'm communicating telepathically?
Yeah, you can, or you can communicate out loud.
I'm gonna do it telepathically.
Yeah, it's out loud for nerds.
Yeah, it just looked weird. It's like, what are you talking about? Say, voice, can you name what is the price?
Your form.
My form? Yeah. Well then, in that case, I accept.
All right. So the other two of you, who's taking what?
Well, I'm in La La Land, so
I take
Barfish
the
just pick
shield
one and then
and
she
the
just
wand.
gets whatever.
Yeah, I take both of them.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm clearly the
let
most
me-
responsible.
yeah. And I mean, Nomsuni doesn't care because she is not paying attention, so it's fine.
She's gonna use Gwendolyn as a shield.
My God, man.
He scratches a shield.
Gosh.
I mean, it might not be Scratch that you're using.
Oh no, just your form. Your form will be
I
different.
know if somebody's got dibs on my form. 2 people, actually. Maybe.
You're like, sure, why not? Someone already has it.
It's like, what do I got to lose, really?
Yeah, it's like now it's just a battle for Scratch between 2 entities.
It's like
Well, I
whoever,
mean, he
whoever
turned you
gets
back into an ottoman, so
whoever gets me first, I guess. I mean, who knows? It might not be bad. Just because it sounds really ominous doesn't mean it's going to be a bad thing.
Yeah, trickster gods are known for their
Oh, no,
leniency.
no. His is totally bad. I mean, the armlet.
I mean, it's an armlet.
Yeah. It's an armlet.
So, all right.
Might be
If Scratch
fine.
wants to be
Whatever,
oblivious, that's
jewelry and
fine.
shit.
Hey, you know what else is a jewel? The Millennium Puzzle. It could be a pharaoh inside of this armlet. It's going to make me good at card games.
You just
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Maybe the
I
pharaoh
didn't even
the pharaoh
think of
uses
that.
Yugi's form. Maybe
I
that's
was like,
all
that's
this
really
is.
specific.
Okay. So you've split up these magical
In a
items,
sense.
and Scratch has kind of taken up a meditative pose as he focuses on this armlet.
Does he let us know that?
I thank the priest for his services, and reassure him that it's okay, that it's safe to return to his temple.
Wait.
What is it? Or aren't we keeping him?
Well, I
we?
mean, before you let him go, shouldn't you fill him in that his friend is an evil dragon?
Well, I mean, he could be totally, on the dragon side. He is a hermit. He doesn't really have a stake in the race. But at the same time, he willingly came out to the dark forest with us
well,
alone.
He
you
was
got a good
persuaded.
point. Yeah.
Well,
oh, no,
yeah.
he was persuaded
but
after we
he
brought
still
him
came
out.
outside with armed strangers who are marked dangerous.
Yeah, I mean,
But he could also be a dragon in human form too, because he just appeared out of nowhere,
I mean, I don't know.
So
I don't know about that, but I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, he could be on the
yeah,
dragon
there's
side.
there's a lot of different
Or at least-
possibilities. He's significant to the story,
Yeah, or he could just be a pawn, just another pawn in the dragon's game. He is not aware of.
but we want to
could-
take away any pawns.
Yeah, like, I mean, he could be a potential ally. Being
Mhm.
being a priest, he might know healing stuff. He could be necessary. So there's that. Like, in terms of like, it might be beneficial to let him in on. I mean, we don't have to tell him about the resistance. Like, we don't. He doesn't need to know that.
I think
But-
he's too old to really be useful in a lot of situations.
But he could be
I mean,
in
he's
a
got
different
That's
form.
ages.
He could be
hey, he's
very
got,
ageist,
But I mean, he's
but he
got
could
magic.
be disguised.
Yeah, plus he's you don't know the full capabilities of his magic.
And he was hanging out with the dragon.
Was Gandalf too old for to help out?
I mean,
No,
debatable.
I don't think there's a debate.
No,
But okay.
no, Gandalf was great.
Okay,
Um,
so what are you guys doing?
I feel
'Cause
like-
I
we're
can
just
move this
muttering
around.
amongst
I
ourselves while the
feel-
priest
Okay.
is like looking at
no,
us.
like
I feel like we should
we're
we should try to get
we're out of
this
we're
guy
out of
into-
character contemplating right now.
I feel like we should try to bring this guy into the fold.
Okay, but you are meditating in silent.
Yeah. We're
and
talking
I'm in La La
out of
Land,
character.
so
I feel like we
It's up
shouldn't
to
just.
you
I
again.
feel like we shouldn't just send him off without giving letting him in on something.
I disagree.
But Barfus is the only one who's really capable of
Yeah.
talking to
yeah.
him.
I mean, I can't
Yeah.
even.
Yeah.
Like, you could always, like, you don't have to go, like, full on, like, hey, here's everything that's happening, but, I mean, you could try to test him somehow, like, say something and see how he reacts to it, or whatever, like,
Dragon.
ask him about the guy, like, ask him about him, like, just,
how do you like Ansel?
what do you think of that guy, or what do you, like, just something to kind of gauge where he's at, you know what I mean?
Priest, what do you know of Brightfellow?
Oh, he's an excellent merchant. He's been one of the main lifelines for the town to the capital for the past 3 years now.
We were told you're a recent addition to the town.
Oh, yes, I wouldn't even really consider myself part of the town. I generally keep to myself. I only really come into town every so often for supplies, and this is the first time I've really stayed here for a prolonged period of time in years.
Oh, because of the invasion to your temple, correct?
Correct, yes.
All right.
I feel like he can be trusted. That's me. That's my gut feeling. I feel. I mean, we need all the help we can get against this dragon guy.
You can ask him hypotheticals. Like, hey,
If your
the
friend
town
was a
were
dragon.
under attack,
If your best friend
Crazy,
was
I
a
know.
dragon,
Would
how
you
would you
leave?
react?
Just saying, just crazy idea, I know.
A or
but
B?
what would you? And let's say he was also in cahoots with the mayor.
just throwing that out there. I've been thinking lately.
It's very specific.
Yeah. Well,
Or at least, what if you hint vaguely that the town is in danger?
well, I'm pretty sure that he knows the town is in danger. Does he?
Does he?
I-
We haven't really. He hasn't really.
Yeah, because he knows that the mayor marked the
he knows that
Dragonguard as bad.
Yeah, like,
but-
as far as he
I
knows,
suppose he
we're the
doesn't
problem.
know,
Do
Yeah,
like, specifically that they're
Yeah.
going to be under
Pre-
attack.
yeah, or that the mayor is bad.
Priest, do we have your trust?
Mm-hmm. Well, you did clear out my temple, supposedly.
We did. It was a hard-fought battle against the Dragonborn and his cronies.
Well, good job.
Thank you.
You ask him if he knows why they were there.
Do you know why they took your temple?
I do not. I've been working on that place for years. Maybe it's a good defensible outpost or something. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, he knows about the Oracle too, right?
Doesn't
It
sound
doesn't
like it.
sound like it, no.
Well, it's attached to his temple though.
I mean,
It's underground.
yeah, the
though.
Oracle, like, appeared to
Hmm.
us after... Yeah,
it revealed itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
Okay.
I feel like
Because-
that would be the
Yeah,
obvious
because
reason,
after
but-
we left, like, you know, the Oracle's space wasn't there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, that, like, despite his ability to divine objects, like, it's doubtful that he knew.
Well, then the Oracle's mean because it's like this dude has been living there and working on the temple forever, and was like, "I'm gonna reveal myself to these three newbies who just crashed in through here." Nice.
Can't help it if we're better.
Okay, are you done with this poor priest?
I don't know, are we?
I don't think so. We haven't even like really scratched the surface of like. I think we just need to kind of like.
But again, you're the only one who's really conscious
Yeah.
right now.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just out of character saying like I feel like we need to get a hard indication of where he is at.
Just like hit him quick.
Hit him.
What do you think about that,
Hit
bro?
him? Are you mad? We need to tell him that, like, listen, basically, like, hey, you know, we're just gonna let you in because we trust you, but all you need to know is that the town is in danger and that the people that you trust may not be what they think there are, and I'm not talking about us.
Yeah. Priest,
And then kind of see how he reacts to that.
Priest, be careful who you trust. That's...
Besides
Yeah.
besides us,
That's it.
you can trust us.
But we're cool. We're cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm leaving the creepy woods now.
Wait, you should tell him that the town's in danger too. 'cause
We have to, it would
You
be,
might wanna
it
leave
would
town.
be in your best interest to return to your temple as soon as you can. This town isn't safe.
Okay, well, I'll leave in the morning.
I don't want to send him away. I feel like we should keep him. He could be useful. Like at least.
Well, how are we gonna keep him though? Like, just
Yeah,
kidnap
we're
him?
not
I mean,
just
like,
gonna...
he-
No.
has free
I mean,
will
like,
still.
say, like, hey, we need your help. You got priest powers. You know how to do shit. Would you
does
be
he
able to-
have powers? I feel like he's just
I-
senses.
I mean, we
stuff.
don't know what he can do. We know he can identify stuff, but we don't know the full scope of his powers. But if any, like I said, like it's kind of all hands on deck right now with this guy. So like to kind of send away a potential asset seems
Okay.
foolish to me.
Okay. Priest, can we count on your help in the future, should we need it?
Yes. If my temple has been purged, as you say.
We assure you, it has.
You also
the
just told me not
15th
to trust
time.
anyone.
We didn't.
Just
Should probably reword.
being
I
thorough.
should-
Show him like a scar that you
Gives
got
you a
from that
win.
battle or
So you should
something.
probably reword that a little.
I said, be careful who you trust.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Show him your battle scars.
He's got battle scars,
What?
dude. No.
Wait, what?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, by the way.
Should we just straight up say that the mayor or his friend are bad people?
So,
Just to be,
Yeah.
we should just be upfront with
Yeah.
him about this.
just know.
Because he doesn't seem
He's
to be
like, "I wanna
fully.
go,
he
guys."
seems more confused than anything. I'm like, okay.
Let's
I know
keep
this
moving.
is.
Move
I know
us
this is
along.
all. I know this is all confusing. I know this is all confusing. However, know that the mayor of this town and those who follow him not to be trusted.
Noted.
He's walking away slowly.
We again thank you for your time. Safe travels back to Verne.
Fare thee well. And with that, he disappears into the mist.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we have to go back to Verne too.
A couple minutes later, your attunement is done, and the price is paid. Scratch.
Yes.
I don't really know how to put this delicately, but which arm did you put this armband on?
My left. That's what I would normally do.
Your left arm below where the band was placed sloughs off onto the ground.
Like my arm falls off.
Yeah.
So wait.
And you feel massive pain as
Aw.
two horns erupt from your scalp.
What? Erupt
Wait,
from
hold on.
your
I'm
scalp.
still at the arm thing. So below my, because this is a wrist. It's like a wrist thing, right?
It's like you'd put it on kind of your forearm, so it's your wrist plus a little extra.
So below my elbow, but above my wrist.
Right.
Okay. So like everything below that is gone. So my hand and my half my forearm, I guess, is gone.
Yep, your wrist,
And
all that stuff.
My paw.
Yeah, your paw. And your exhalations become like this dark mist.
Kitty, no!
Instead of blood coming out of where your arm has fallen off, it's just this black mist coming out of that as well.
Okay.
Does he have like a mist hand?
No, but you do take D.
I was gonna ask,
well,
like, does this actually hurt?
You take 8 points of damage as this happens.
But now I'm stronger than ever, right?
And you permanently lose 6 HP from your maximum total.
Okay. I'm sure there's benefits to this that will
So
make
he just
themselves
has
clear.
horns now and no hand?
Correct.
Well,
Are they, like,
there goes
beautiful?
using your bow.
I mean, we don't know what my mishand can do.
It's not a mist hand.
My miss.
You don't have a missed
or
hand.
my whatever this hand, whatever this is now. I don't know. We don't know what my.
But what do
I'm
you
sure-
even gain from this armlet?
I'm sure that
your
this is.
arm,
I'm sure this is
your-
a trade-off. I get something for this,
your arm begins moving on the ground
like by itself.
by itself
Mm.
towards Gnome Suni.
Is it like hand from Adam's family? But like a paw?
Kind of, but with extra flesh on top, like extra
Ew.
arm. It's kind of dragging itself along, but it's actually kind of picking up speed as it seems to grow
Do
used
I-
to
It's a
its
little
Do I have
fingers.
like an
Paw.
extra? Do I have like an extra bag that I carry around with me?
Sure.
Okay, I see this, and I scoop up the hand into this bag and tie it up.
And I kind of,
You said
Suni
I-
snaps out of it a little bit and like, what? What just happened?
Did I say I took 6 damage?
Permanently.
You lose
No, you
6
took 8
permanently.
damage.
Oh no, I took 8 damage and then I lost 6 permanently.
Yep.
Okay, so
So are we just, like, looking at you like, what the hell is happening?
Am I aware of this yet? Like, am I still, like, in a...
Yeah, you're aware.
Your
This hurt.
hand fell off.
Okay, so, like...
The pain
So this hurt.
knocked you out of this.
Ah! Scratch is so tough, that barely registered. No, but...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I guess I'm like... yeah, I'm in pain. I guess I saw my own hand move.
Did you
Try to get
go?
me.
Did you go rah? Did you yell?
Oh,
Yeah.
We could say I made like a cool lion roar.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Do you have to be loud?
I mean, my hand just fell off. I probably can't help it.
As you do that in pain, the shadowy mist that has been coming out of your mouth takes on an incredible amount of force and decimates the trees in front of you that you're facing.
Oh.
And they seem to crumble.
I got dragon shout. But it's a beetle. Beetle shout, scarab, whatever the hell it is. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? It's worth an arm. Or most of, not even a whole arm, really just the hand. I still got most of the arm. Is there like just constant mist coming out of my like arm wound?
And mouth.
And
The mouth, it becomes less noticeable after you use your breath attack.
Mm-hmm.
The arm continues.
Okay. That's pretty cool when you think about it. If I'm the way I'm picturing it in my head, at least. And these, I also have like horns. Like, are they like beetle horns, like a stag beetle, or is it like what kind of horns?
They're like large bull horns.
Oh, that's still cool. That's weird, but still cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I can kill people with those. You guys are jealous, huh?
No, we're just staring in horror.
Huh. Well, that's crazy.
Scratch, what just happened?
I don't know. I guess this is the...
Was that Scratch's hand coming at me?
Well, technically it's my paw, but yes.
As you
Scratch.
are kind of making hand gestures explaining that,
With my good hand.
your stump hand suddenly ignites into a shadowy blade.
What?
God.
It's made out of like white
That's
smoke.
so cool.
Ah! Oh no, I turned this on. Okay. Scratch, I can live with this. Look at this.
Scratch,
Yeah, right?
are you okay?
Am I okay? Look at me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, and asking you if you are okay.
I'm just fine. Let's just say that I can do more than just scratch.